Welcome to Hollywood Bulletin. Today, we're revisiting the unforgettable rise and tragic fall of Chris Farley, the comedy powerhouse who could make an entire audience laugh without saying a word. Bursting onto the scene with a wild, infectious energy, Farley wasn't just funny, he was a force of nature. Whether he was playing the clumsy motivational speaker Matt Foley or dancing shirtless in a Chippendales audition next to Patrick Swayze, Chris left a mark on comedy that will never fade. But behind the booming laughter and iconic characters was a man in pain struggling with addiction, insecurity, and the weight of fame that came far too fast. Born on February 15, 1964, in Madison, Wisconsin, Chris grew up in a big Irish Catholic family in Maple Bluff. His father ran an oil company, and his mother stayed home to care for their 5 kids. Chris was deeply religious, attended Catholic schools, and never missed Mass. He later went to Marquette University where he studied communications, played rugby, and discovered his love for performance. After a brief stint working for his dad, he joined an improv theater in Madison, then moved to Chicago to study at the renowned Second City. His raw talent and explosive stage presence stood out, and it wasn't long before he got the break of a lifetime joining the cast of Saturday Night Live in 1990 alongside Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, and David Spade. At SNL, Farley quickly became a fan favorite. His characters were bold, chaotic, and oddly endearing, from the sweaty Chicago superfan Todd O'Connor to the lunch lady singing beside Adam Sandler. But none stood out more than Matt Foley, the motivational speaker who lived in a van down by the river, a role built from Farley's real-life inspirations, including his father's booming voice and his rugby coach's pep talks. Off-screen, however, Chris's life was spinning out of control. Known for outrageous pranks and wild antics, Farley's behavior alarmed his colleagues. He and Sandler were eventually fired in 1995, but by then, Hollywood was already calling. He made his big screen breakthrough with Tommy Boy, a cult classic that paired him with David Spade in a heartwarming and hilarious road trip comedy. It was a box office success and cemented Farley as a bankable movie star. Black Sheep followed, and though it lacked the charm of Tommy Boy, fans still flocked to see him. He then headlined Beverly Hills Ninja, which debuted at #1, proof of his massive appeal. But behind the scenes, Farley was struggling. He disliked Black Sheep and relapsed on the night of its premiere. His addiction battles deepened even as his fame soared. He was in and out of rehab constantly, once attending treatment 17 times in just 2 years. Studios had to monitor him during filming, requiring him to attend AA meetings and be watched 24/7. One of the most tragic moments in his story came with the film Shrek. The character was originally created for Farley, and he had recorded 85% of the dialogue before he died. After his death, the role was rewritten and given to Mike Myers. He also missed out on several other major projects, including Kingpin, The Cable Guy, Ghostbusters 3, and even early drafts of Grown Ups, which later starred Kevin James. His interest in playing Fatty Arbuckle and teaming up again with Spade for a Christmas movie called Tree never came to fruition. Each of these missed opportunities was a reminder of the immense talent the world lost. In 1997, Chris returned to host SNL, but it was clear something wasn't right. During rehearsals, he damaged his vocal cords and looked exhausted and bloated. Producers were worried, and Lorne Michaels even brought in Chris Rock as a backup host in case Farley couldn't go on. Watching that episode today is haunting. He was out of breath, stumbled over lines, and his signature energy was dimmed. The jokes, many centered around his health and past addictions, didn't land the way they used to. It felt more like a farewell than a comeback. Sketches from that night, including a revival of Matt Foley, were painful to watch. Farley struggled to keep up and often looked distressed. Norm Macdonald even inserted a line encouraging the audience to laugh so Farley could rest, a subtle but powerful sign of concern. Off the stage, Chris was deteriorating. Friends like David Spade, Dan Aykroyd, and Adam Sandler, along with his management team and SNL alumni, tried everything to get him clean. But addiction is a relentless enemy. Despite many efforts, Chris kept falling back into the same destructive patterns. His last days were filled with attempts to turn things around. He went to detox, attended church, and prepared for Christmas. But on December 18, 1997, after a night of partying, Chris was found dead in his Chicago apartment from a drug overdose, heroin and cocaine, a fatal speedball. He was just 33, the same age as his idol John Belushi. His last words, spoken to a call girl before she left, were heartbreaking. Don't Leave Me. His funeral in Madison, Wisconsin, was attended by over 500 people, including nearly every major SNL star of the 90s. One notable absence was David Spade, who later revealed he was too emotionally devastated to attend. In the years since, Farley's memory has been kept alive in countless ways. He received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2005. His brother co-wrote a book about him, The Chris Farley Show, and documentaries like I Am Chris Farley and Autopsy. The Last Hours of Chris Farley explored his life and legacy. Adam Sandler paid a touching tribute to him in his Netflix special 100% Fresh and again on SNL in 2019 with a song that moved fans to tears. And in 2024, a biopic starring Paul Walter Hauser, directed by Josh Gad and produced by Lorne Michaels, was announced, promising to bring Chris's story to a new generation. Chris Farley was a comic giant with a gentle heart. He made the world laugh while privately suffering in silence. His story is both a cautionary tale and a celebration of talent that burned brightly but far too briefly. Thank you for watching Hollywood Bulletin. If Chris Farley ever made you laugh, tell us your favorite moment in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss a look back at the legends of Hollywood.